So hello, Jonas. Thank you for having us here today. I appreciate your name, of course. And maybe we can start by you telling us a little bit about who you are, what are you doing?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. My name is Jonas, and I'm a real estate investor in the US, where we flip houses for a profit. So now I'm just in Bali, and we can do everything remotely. So that's why we live in Bali now.
Thank you for that words. I was pretty impressed. Maybe I can ask you how old you are, but with 20 already flipping in the US houses is not, let's say, the usual way. So yeah, maybe you can say something about that.
Yeah, I've actually never been to the States, but I'm going here later this year. I'm 20 years old, but I've been in the game for some time now.
Okay, thank you. So what when we talk about like your investment in POOOL, like what was the motivation for this?
So first of all, I know the founders personally, and I can see how they work, and I'm very confident in their ability to perform. So I've extremely confidence in the team, and also just the way it works. It adds so much more liquidity to the market because the average person can go out and invest in properties, and this has never been seen before here in Asia. So that's amazing, and that's something I wanted to be a part of.
Okay, thank you for that yeah, clear answer. How was your purchase process? Was it difficult or different to something that you usually do?
It's extremely simple. It's like purchasing some shoes online. It's no problem at all. Everybody can do it. So I really like the ease of it.
So it seems like you did a normal bank transfer. Is this correct?
Yes, I made a bank transfer.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about your investment. How do you look about your investment in the future? Like, are you more for the short term, maybe dividends, or are you looking to the IPO or something like more in the long term goal, getting maybe a unicorn and $1 billion value company?
Yeah, so as mentioned, I believe a lot in the team of this project. And I am in real estate, so I'm always in it for the long term because that's how I like to invest my money in real estate for the long term. So, and I definitely believe in this project in the future as well. So I'm in it for the long term.
I still find it super impressive, to be honest. Like in your age, I had some other thoughts in my mind than investing already for the long term. So congratulations for this. Like, how do you see the real estate market here in Bali? Is it something that you expected when you come here the first time? Let's say that you have here ROIs about 15% and higher, or is it normal for you? Because as I know, of course, the most markets in the world don't give such a high ROI.
It's definitely not US numbers. So this is a completely different market. And I've talked to so many people down here that are involved in real estate, and I just hear the same things over and over again that Asia, like especially Indonesia and Bali, for example, it's so good and it's rapidly growing over and over again. Yeah, everybody, like this is the new Dubai. Everybody's coming here. So this is the place to be at.
Yes, I agree absolutely with you. So let's take an example. Like, how do you see the difference between, for example, Bali and maybe a also bigger city like Dubai, where you of course have also some higher ROIs, maybe not so high like here, but how do you see it?
So first of all, I think that Dubai has already been on the rise, whereas Bali has not done that yet. And Dubai is it's a great city, but it's very noisy and there's a lot of city culture. Where in Bali there's more local culture, and you get here there's nature, which Dubai doesn't have in the same world that Bali has.
So if I understand correctly, that you would even think that it's a higher risk to invest, for example, in Dubai that just existing like the last 20 years instead of Bali already there the whole time, and the culture is very, very well established here, and people coming here all over the world, and that not just for 20 years, but for a much longer time.
Yeah, for sure. Dubai is very new, and Bali has been around like for a long, long time. So definitely.
And if we're talking now like about the technology behind pool, what for me is definitely the game changer. Like, how do you see it? Is it maybe the future of investing?
So I want to say I love the technology that POOOL is implementing, especially that they use the blockchain technology. So because that's the future, you gotta know who owns what and how much they own, and you could see everything on the blockchain. And also, as I was mentioning previously, that it opens up for a whole new market of liquidity because the average person who does not have the money to buy a $500,000 property, $1 million property, can now add on to the real estate market here in Bali and Indonesia with a small investment like $500 or even $5,000, something like that. So it opens up so much more liquidity to the market.
Do you think that this technology might be also the reason, like, let's say that it attracts easier people from outside of Indonesia, especially maybe the Western countries? Like, from my point of view and my experience, like many people are a little bit afraid to, let's say, from Germany, where I come from, to invest such a huge amount in a country like Indonesia because they have no clue about tax, about opening a company and all that legal structure. But of course, like in POOOL, we're doing that for our customers, everything. So they don't need to worry even about anything of that. So do you think like that will change something, like how we can attract investors, example for the US or some other countries?
It makes it much more easier to attract investors for other countries. Especially me, I didn't know the infrastructure of Bali and Indonesia, and I didn't want to know it. It's a long process. So POOOL takes care of everything like that for you. So you can just come in and invest, and it's very convenient. So that's why it opens up a huge market from all over the world, because people hear a lot about Bali, and Bali is the next thing, but they don't know how to get into it. But with POOOL, that is now possible. So I think that's a very cool thing.
Did it motivate you or convince you when you saw that we already have this huge contact to the government or to OGK, the financial authorities, to the Ministry of Housing and Work? And I guess you saw in our investment group, by the way, join it, and you saw all this context. Like, was it something that gives you more safetiness and convinced you in the end to invest in POOOL?
There's a mixture of everything, but especially the corroboration with the government is so big, and you guys are so transparent here at POOOL, and I just like that, and I feel extremely safe with putting my money into you guys' platform because I know that that is secure.
Okay, and what I always ask nearly everyone is like, how do you see your investment? Like, are you here for the short term or for the long term goal? And what makes you exciting? Is it the IPO or maybe some other things that you makes you interesting in POOOL?
I'm looking to get in on POOOL because I believe in the team and I believe in the technology behind it, and also the real estate market here in Bali. So for me, it's long term because I can see how this project is not going to succeed.
Okay, then maybe the last question is just, would you have any advice for investors that right now looking at and maybe want to invest in POOOL, something that you did and you can just recommend?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, it was about the whole transparency that POOOL offers. You can read everything on the website. I went on and I read everything that they had to offer, and you can pretty much read everything you need to know there. So just get started with a little as like a couple $100, $500, and it will yield you good results in the future. Like, just get started, and you can always withdraw your money later or deposit some new money. That's what I think.
Okay, perfect. Then thank you for your words and being here and telling us your story and how you invest in POOOL. I'm really looking forward to work with you guys, and have a nice day.